So they want to be able to view this. So that's why we're taping it. So we want to give everybody a chance to view it when we have the opportunity. All right, so we're here with Carmel. You guys have a good 20 minutes if you want, and then a few minutes for questions. And Seth, Laura,
Thank you.
Seth.
I'm Seth Young. I'm the Director of Development at Carmel, and it's a pleasure to be here. This is Nora Anderson, who is the head of school, and we brought a parent, Susanna Cole, who is a parent of 2 students right now, one in the PALS program, one in the core program, and next year she will have 2 in the core program and one in the PALS program. So I'm going to give it to Nora, but I'm going to give you a handout. We usually give you our brochures, but this year the PALS program was featured in Jewish Week 2 weeks ago on the front cover, and so I actually brought you copies of that. And Susanna Cole is actually quoted in this. So those of you at home can look online.
So I'm going to correct you for a second. The article is actually about the integration between the core and the PALS program, and more the PALS program. And can I take a minute?
Please, anything I said, feel free to review.
Thank you for having us here this evening. I always feel like when I come to Stanford, I'm coming home. And it just is very comfortable. And I feel like it's open to friends. Our school is quite unique, and most of you know about our school, and you know our history and etc. and where we've come from. So tonight I want to concentrate on 2 different areas of our Carmel Academy, because I think it's important that we share with you who we are, what we're all about, how are we different, what is unique about our school. The Carmel Academy was devised 15 years ago as a religiously diverse school. Therefore, our school is set up to be a school where children from all different denominations and all different ways of practicing Judaism feel comfortable within our world, within our under our umbrella. And the idea of Plan Israel, the idea of having the Jewish people together under one place, was really critical for the founding parents. That was one of the tenets that they had. The second tenet was that children come from all kinds of different backgrounds, and not 2 children are alike. And next year we're going to have three Susanna's 3 children, and having known them all, they're 3 very different children. And those of us who have more than one child know that children are different, and they come with strengths, and they come with areas that they need support. Therefore, the idea was that we were going to create a school where we were going to celebrate and really upgrade and support children's strengths, while giving them whatever tools and skills they needed in order to really become good students and really be successful. Everybody's got strengths, everybody's got needs. It's not a matter of special needs or not special needs. And our school was also designed to be one where, by design again, there's a very small student-to-teacher ratio. You walk into our school in the classrooms, when we're teaching skills, there were 5, 6, 8 kids in a class with one teacher learning how to read, Hebrew, Tanakh, Mishnah, Gemara, whatever it may be, English language arts or reading in the middle school. Because our feeling is that when we address the particular needs of a child, and we say look them in the eye and say we know when we lost them, and we know when we got them, it's much easier to build the skills. And then we have in larger classes when we're teaching them more Jewish history and Shavua and social studies and science. But when it comes to skills building, there's no child that should be bored because it's just too easy, and therefore now all of a sudden everybody needs enrichment, or goes back into a wall because it's too difficult. So it's just right. The education is just right. In order to maintain that very unique model, we got a lot of support over the years. And we have been very grateful and very blessed to have a number of community supporters that have helped us to get to where we are. Among one of them is the Conduit Foundation, and everybody is aware of the Conduit Foundation support from our academy. However, this is the last year that we've been with the Conduit Foundation. Their goal was not to sustain us forever. Their goal was that we become a self-sustainable institution that ends up up being part of um, a landscape of Jewish institutions that can self-support with fundraising, with tuition, with the support of federations, but they did not require the help of one or two or three angels in order to be so successful. Because that's how the schools across many areas in the country close. Because all of a sudden the support gets pulled out, a donor gets tired of always supporting with the lights on, and then schools are closing. That was not the goal. The goal was really, how are we going to make Carmel a self-sustainable school? And we have. We have worked really, really hard to cut our budget. And our budget is, we've done there have been three different ways that we have approached it. First, number one, we looked at our faculty. Our faculty, the first year that, 3 years ago, we cut their benefits. Last year, they ended with a 2-year contract with no raises. So for 2 years, our faculty did not receive it, so we are doing our second raise. Then we went into the partnership with the parents. We raised tuition. That's very well known. Everybody loves to talk about our tuition is really high. We said, okay, our faculty is collaborating with this. Tuition is partnering here. Feeling that everybody's committed to the success of the school. We cut our budget. Our staff works incredible long hours. They're teaching a number of classes, not just to get, you teach first grade in the morning, first grade in the afternoon, or first grade in the morning, second grade in the afternoon, you're done. They're teaching small classes throughout the day. So we stretch them. We did not lose one faculty member over the last 2 years because of this stretching. We didn't lose them when we cut their benefits. We didn't lose them when we told them that for 2 years on a benefit basis, and we didn't lose them when we added more to their program because they're committed to education and health. We haven't lost them parents because of financial issues either. Not because we're a rich school, not because we're a wealthy school, because we're committed to give the financial support that our families need. So with this partnership, I think we're entering a very good time in the school, but we're not a wealthy school, contrary to popular opinion. We're a school that is worked very hard to become self-sustainable, so that when we come in front of the federations, we can say, we are here to stay, we are here to make a difference in the community, but we need your support. And I think it's important that you know that. Lastly, I think it's really important to mention, and then I want to turn to Susanna, the fact that because of our design, because of our diversity in religious purposefulness, because of the way that we address different type of learners, people who would not otherwise consider day school are coming to our school. And by coming to our school, we are giving back to the community in many ways. This year, this coming year, we have 74 students. Next coming year, 74 students coming from Stanford. 76 students coming from Stanford, out of which many of them have not gone to a day school. It doesn't matter what day school it is, but they're coming to our school because they feel comfortable in this diverse, again, purposefully diverse environment. Then they're coming back to Stanford. They're coming back with families who are committed to Jewish, families who are children who are committed to Jewish. Hopefully, in 5 or 10 years, we'll be sitting where you are right now, those families, and hopefully their children in 20 years will be sitting where they are because they received their Jewish education. So we feel we're a very unique and special place, and we feel that it is really the partnership and the support of the Islamic Federation that helps us to move forward.
But it's a privilege to be here representing Carmel and also to stand for an organization which is so valuable to our community here in Stanford and also to other communities around the world. I'm going to speak tonight mostly about my son Elon, but before I do, I want to talk about his peers. Mark is a child who always greets you with the warmest of smiles. He never has a bad word to say about anybody, and he just has a pure heart that makes you feel good to be around him. He's also a child with significant developmental and academic differences. He comes from an observant family, and for years he has refused to attend synagogue because he's ostracized by the children. When you meet him, you know right away that he's different. A few years ago, my son Elon asked me, because he's always a man, Mark didn't have a bar mitzvah. And I remember, and I don't think that saved his parents in Florida. Because a parent never wants to set up a child to meet expectations that they're not sure can be met. And yet, that is what the teachers in the college program do every day. They set high expectations for children and provide them with the support they need to get there. At Carmel, every child can take risks, achieve, and most important, feel successful and belong. And this is regardless of ability and coincidentally regardless of religious affiliation. Every child deserves a good name, and yesterday we attended class. It was a huge celebration made possible in no small part by the support and sense of community we received from the children at Carmel. At Carmel, Mark has friends who have learned to appreciate his positive attributes and respect and support him in himself. Carmel is a place where every child can feel safe, valued, and successful, even when it isn't in the classroom. Unlike Mark, if you were to meet Elon, my son, and you were to have a conversation with him, you would come to the conclusion that he is a completely typical child. But underneath the surface, there are an array of learning difficulties and social and emotional challenges, which make many aspects of his academic and social life a challenge. Our family's experience with Carmel began with an evening trip to a third day school in the metropolitan area. We were just there for a time, and we found Carmel. This was 4 days of PALS program, and before my husband and I were aware that our son had really special needs. Elad ended up enrolled in PALS inaugural kindergarten class as an afterthought. It wasn't what we intended. He seemed to need more support with the transition to kindergarten. He couldn't put a finger on what he needed, but the school's administrators were sensitive and intuitive. We all assumed they would be a temporary fix. 6 years later, Elad continues to thrive in the PALS program. Children spend a majority of their waking hours in school, and school is unbelievably challenging for children like Elad. To make matters worse, Elad is a child who sets very high expectations of himself and finds it unacceptable not to be able to meet his own expectations and those of others. This can lead to a great deal of anger and frustration and low self-worth. Elad's teachers provide him with something that goes beyond academics and beyond alternative learning strategies. They have taught him to recognize his successes and achievements and to celebrate them. And when he stops to think about it, he has a lot to celebrate. He doesn't stop to think about it enough, though. He's able to participate alongside his typical peers in annual Judaic ceremonies and culminating activities for secular subjects. He's mainstreamed in science and math, and he's able to be successful thanks to the supplemental support he receives from his PALS teachers. And his accomplishments extend beyond the classroom. He even receives the encouragement he needs to be able to participate in the school's baseball team. Now, this may seem trivial, participating in the baseball team, but for a child who loves baseball and will not participate in the local league because he doesn't feel comfortable, this is a huge step for the because this is his first time on the team. It's amazing for him to be able to have him. At Carmel, in and out of the classroom, Elad feels successful and valued, something he doesn't experience in other settings. Numerous times over the years, my husband and I have been advised by different experts that the dual language curriculum is not an appropriate placement for Elad. They encourage us to look at any number of special programs outside the day school framework. And the quote that used in the article is a story that I told the reporter of the time when I brought an outside consultant to the school to meet with his teachers. And this is someone who's known Elad over the years but had never visited the campus and had been asking me repeatedly to go look at this school and go look at that. She didn't get it. She didn't understand. And after a 1 hour meeting, it was like more than 1 hour, we met with the teachers. She explained his needs. The teachers responded and brainstormed and came up with strategies to address them. She said, okay, now I get it. Now I know why he's still here. Even though it went against all of her best judgment as an educational psychologist and to be used to. The teachers are constantly setting goals, helping Elad meet them, and raising the bar higher and higher. And the academic excellence is not compromised because he learns with them. As was mentioned earlier, Elad has 2 younger brothers, one attending Carmel and one still to be born next year. And if you plucked 3 individuals off the sidewalk of a busy city street, you would what it comes down to, and that's what this federation is all about. It's according to your heritage and values here in the local community and beyond. And thanks to the support of the Stanford Federation, children like Mark can thrive in the Jewish Day School. Thank you for your continued support.
I'm here to answer questions.
Okay.
Can you tell me what kinds of issues the class program will practice?
We know there's a great need for different programs for in special education in the Jewish world. There are very few special education programs for children belonging from their special needs. But we need to narrow it down to children who have language-based disability, non-verbal disability, language processing. So basically, it's a language-based program. But in addition to the services that we receive, so for example, a child is in a class, let's say of 8, 9 kids with two special educators. So all of our Judaic studies and general studies teachers in the class programs have masters in special education. They're just not core typical teachers. That's their concentration. They can do in general studies. They receive occupational therapy when needed. They also receive speech and language pathology therapy when needed. And they also work with a urban hearing home specialist who works on reading. So in addition to the classroom, they receive, and a school psychologist also for social interactions. So in addition, it's a full menu which allows kids at the end of the day at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock to participate in sports, to have after school activities, to do whatever they want to do. They can be typical children because they know how to run from one therapy to another community.
Particularly in kindergarten, the students that have issues, you refer them to the class program to help
Through the admissions process, we have a typical but thorough admissions process. And if something comes up, we discuss it with parents, we bring Bobby Powers, who's the director of the program, into the conversation. And if we feel that our full program is not going to be a successful setting for a child, we will encourage them to explore the CART program. For some parents, that's something that they welcome. For some parents, they feel like there is a little bit of not this year, maybe next year. And we work with everybody. It's not easy.
We also, on a fairly regular basis, have transition for when the education becomes to higher level.
like those
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially girls tend to master better when they're younger. Boys don't master anything. So when you find that as we get to the second, third grade, some of the kids are having challenges. Figuring it out.
And children from other day schools are transferring second, third, fourth grade, and it's really good. This year we had a child from the eighth grade. And it's going to visit with the next semester.
What is the average tuition for Carmel? Because you're expecting increasing allocations from 15 to 38,000. To be specifically indicated here that it would provide a $500 subsidy for each of the 76 students from Stanford. And you said there were 76 Stanford
Right.
students who participate. So on what basis are those students getting the financial aid? And is there a mechanism to determine whether or not the families require? Or is it simply just giving a across-the-board $500 reduction in their tuition, just from
No,
what
so
basis is that?
I was just trying to give some kind of gauge and give some meat to what the request was. It could have been $200 per child, it could have been 500 or 1,000. That was just we were attempting to ask for something specific. The question about tuition assistance, we have a very sophisticated program that does tuition assistance, and around 55% of our parent body is on some kind of tuition assistance. The tuition for core the coming year is 25, and for PALS is 56. The average, I'm not sure if you were asking what the average tuition that someone actually pays is. I'm not sure.
Well, what is
What is tuition?
What is the tuition?
So those are the tuitions. There's separate tuitions for the PALS program.
Now,
What are those numbers?
What are those numbers?
25 and around 56. I think those are
So
pretty
you,
close.
right, and you're saying, I think
reading over the ones that,
Yeah.
you have 76 from Stanford, and you're saying 50% of those are getting
And also-
tuition assistance?
Um,
If I read, also, I said, you said 50% of your, of that group is, gets assistance. And how many total students do you have?
We have 237 students.
There's also something important to say that, as much as the budget gets cut and as much as we really work hard to make it big and we do fundraising, tuition does not cover all the costs of, educating a child. I think public schools are the same, and most is $28,000 to educate one child in a public school. And so therefore, imagine in our model, it's expensive. So it's not giving away any money that doesn't need it. It's actually helping to bridge that gap between what the actual cost is and what the charging parents, even though it's a local tuition.
Why doesn't tuition cover the cost? It should.
It should. And that's what private schools, independent schools, like, Greenwich Academy and Greenwich Thunder Day and Red Thunder Day and Westwood charge, $35,000, $36,000 because they're charging exactly what it costs. Jewish day schools have never typically charged what it costs because we feel, at least in our case, we feel there's like an obligation to the community also to really educate a child, and we try to figure out other ways, because also the reality is that when you think about it, private independent schools are a choice for parents. They can or cannot go. The Jewish day school, many families feel that this is the way they want their child educated. So there's a different type of mentality, means different type of need when a family comes to a Jewish day school. So, already we have raised our tuition in a way that matches more. I think we're much more, we're being very responsible in the way we're doing that. But, there's also very good around. We have no expensive going to other day schools in the area.
We also do, on the enrollment forms, list that the actual cost of tuition is $5,400 more than what we charge, and we give families an opportunity to pay that. And some families do, on the form. Some families that can do pay that. So it's not a secret to our families that there's a gap between what we charge and the actual cost of educating a child. That's a good question.
Okay.
What is the percentage of families that receive financial aid?
Across the board,
Right.
55% of families receive.
Okay. And so your request seems very much. I mean, to me, like just, $38,000 to cover, if you're getting 55% of families tuition assistance.
I think I put the number in there that we provide $543,000 of tuition assistance just to Stanford families. No one can do it on their own. No federation can do it on their own, and we know that. And so we try to be mindful of where we are currently and the funds that everyone has available, and we have to start somewhere. So, yeah.
Indeed.
What do you do in terms of keeping in contact with alumni and as well as connecting with the parents from a, let's call it a Jewish perspective in terms of Jewish outreach?
Our alumni outreach, we have had 6 graduating classes, so our alum are young. However, every year since we had our first first graduating class, we hold an annual alumni dinner where we invite the kids to come back. Now, if you really think about alumni dinner, that means the parents have to come back as well because they can't drive, most of them. They're still like young. However, the success of those dinners are incredible. The number of kids who come back, first of all, they come back uninvited throughout the course of the year. The other day off, they come back and when they feel like they're coming, they get a recharge and they go back out. But for our last alumni dinner, I think we had over 75 people. One year we had it at my house because I thought it'd be a small event that I ended up having people everywhere in my house because we didn't anticipate so many people were going to come. So our alum are very connected to the school. We have an alumni newsletter that goes out. We reach out to them, we feature them in our magazines, so we want to keep up to what they're doing and making sure that they know. But they feel our alum comes back very connected and very grateful. In terms of parent education, that is an ongoing thing in terms of Judaic studies. You know, even our ceremonies are parent education. If we came to a ceremony in our school, it's not a performance. Every one of our Jewish Judaic studies ceremony is a learning experience where the students teach the parents. And there's a real interaction and learning chavruta and learning together a new piece of text for the parents, and we have this accessible in English, in Hebrew, so everybody feels comfortable. So everything that we do at the school is for the purpose of educating our entire family and community. And whenever next year we're starting a number of new initiatives that don't cost any money, like online learning for our parents and their teachers, so that there is an opportunity for continued growth.
Brenda?
Twofold. Your model has you at a deficit. The number that we gave us, so how you plan on closing that. And two, where else does the money come from besides Federation to cover this $540,000 just for the Stanford students, let alone probably other money for other 50% of the other students for scholarships?
So, this is the last year that the school is running a deficit, this current year. And this is our last year funding from the Conduit Foundation.
Sorry, when you say this is like meaning 2012 to 13? Okay.
Where do you, where are you pointing as far as showing a deficit on what page? Yeah, I have it also. So, where you, this is,
It was just on this summary, financial evaluation. This big page, it was just it wasn't your audited statement.
okay.
It just says the FY 2014 model.
Right. So, so for this year, it looks like we're showing a surplus of 219, and then
Okay.
for next year, the model is showing a deficit of 52. And I mean this is it's sort of a moving target. We gave you this budget, before enrollment season even started. So you have to start with somewhere, but we will have a balanced budget by next year. Well, we tried to be honest, and I asked the Director of Finance Operation. I said, I give you what I have. I said, give me the real thing. What was the other question?
So basically, you were talking about 540,000 scholarships just to the Stanford.
Right.
50% of those 76. For the Stanford family, I'm assuming another X number of dollars to 50% of the delta between the two and 37. So where does that extra money for scholarships come from besides Stanford Federation?
It comes from development. It's a huge initiative for the board and our parents to raise money for the school. We have a fairly robust annual campaign for a school our size. We raise around $1.4 million. And we also receive funding in addition from the Stanford Federation. We always pursue Federation of New York, Federation of Greenwich, and the Federation of Westport, Weston, Fulton, and Norwalk. That's our catchment area. We have students from high up as Westport, and we have students from Manhattan. And we have 5 students from Manhattan and 13 from Brooklyn. So we're drawing from a large catchment.
Do your finances show that for Stanford family?
I don't think it does. I think what it shows, it might show Federation allocation. So it shows on that same page, it shows Federation allocation, and it gave an estimate of $120,000 Federation allocation total for all of them.
To follow on, the subsidies and grants, is that help from school districts for the kids in the college program?
Where does it say subsidies? I'm sorry.
On your statement of activities and shit.
Conda, audit, financials. This is really not my
Okay,
specialty. I'll do my best.
But do you get money from school systems?
Almost none. Almost none. We get around $12 per student from New York State for textbooks. We get a nurse from the city of Greenwich, and we get busing for students in the TALS program who live in the 5 boroughs. And other than that, we get nothing. Most private schools, whether or not they're special education or not, don't receive any funding. I actually asked the same thing to Eagle Hill last year when we were having a meeting. Eagle Hill and Greenwich, and they said we received 0, which is in their they're a full special needs school.
I know schools use rent out the facilities during the summer
Yeah.
to camp. I'm assuming that's continuing,
Yes.
right? And is there still, is the Japanese store still occupying some of the property,
Yeah.
and is there a mechanism for that?
Right. So the way that we are able to our what we would call hard income, yeah, on the budget would be from federation income, and rental income. So we do rent to the Greenwich Abad during the summer, and we rent to the Greenwich Japanese School, which is the school that we bought the campus from 8 years ago. And we are available for rentals for your bar mitzvah or wedding. It's a beautiful place to do it, and we're able to support your local Jewish community at the same time. Yeah.
In terms of the 237 students, so how many are in the special needs program?
Yeah.
From Stanford, I think,
I don't know the breakdown from Stanford actually. I can tell you the two people that quoted from Stanford in the article, but I don't know I don't have the total number.
Enrollment for next year is, I know you said it's early in the season, because
Well, not early anymore.
Not early anymore.
Well, that's true.
We're looking up by a few students every year. In both programs.
It's hard. It's actually hard to
The
say.
PALS program,
It's very hard to say the PALS program until September, to be honest with you. Because every year for the last several years we've picked up 2 or 3 kids in August and September. By nature, some people either aren't ready for it, or they're just looking at all their options. And so the enrollment and the application for the PALS program is going on right now. So Bobby Powers, who's the director of the program, is literally working half-time in the school and half-time observing students. So it's very hard to predict what the PALS program is going to be from year to year. But for the core program, we're working on it.
Brenda, did you have one more question?
Yeah. You described to the the kids between the school and some who, I guess I'll call it actually the children have not gone through the process. Because one that comes to the school.
it's very hard for us, first of, to say how it is different, because the reality is that personally, I haven't been there, and I don't know which bishop philosophy is really unfair for me to even, try to describe what goes on there. I can tell you who we are, and, and then make, just do it. And I also, before I tell you who we are, I want to encourage everybody to take a tour of our school. We have not taken a tour of our school and seeing our children in action, seeing our teachers in action. We're getting a lot of visitors lately, visitors from national organizations, from Ivy Tech Foundation. We have a visitor right now who's sitting at Wellington for Birmingham, who's the head of school in the Jewish Day School here. We're coming to really learn about our school because we essentially see the national reputation for really outstanding education. So I would invite everybody to take a tour. But if I had to describe who we are, I think there are a number of things that make us unique. The first thing I would say is, to have the idea of a school that is religiously diverse by design. And we keep on using that word a lot. We're not religiously diverse by accident. It's by design. We are equipped and deal with the idea that people will connect with their Judaism in a different way. And therefore we provide space for that connection to happen in our school in a safe environment. So our middle school kids, for example, from 5th through 8th grade, or 6th to 8th grade, if not as much, we have 2 minyanim which are identical in what they cover, what they learn. There's no difference between them. One of them is an Pizza minyan and one of them is a Italicari minyan. So it's not that one is kind of like, wishy-washy and the other one is serious. They're both just as serious. The one allows girls and boys to participate at the same level, and the other one, it's a minyan, and we have, I would say 50% of the kids, families select. So having that kind of a school really sets a very safe environment for everybody, and really what we think is future Jewish people will, because, there's so much, we spend so much time arguing among each other, among ourselves, as opposed to really building community across the board. Also the idea that the school was built with the understanding that children learn differently. And when they come to our school, it again, not by accident, not because we found, somebody's got a child who's got an issue, we're going to now create a resource room or bring a shadow. We have a support center that is there because we believe it as our children learn. And that if they don't learn how to read in kindergarten, and if they don't learn how to read by the middle of first grade, we're going to support them through the process. If I ask our parents, they would say the number of children who get tutored in our school are very, very few and far between, because we believe that that's our job. And parents come back to our school to say, my kid is struggling with this. We've formed real, true, and honest partnerships.
Well, I'd like to interrupt because I'd like to take the liberty of taking the final question. And that is, you're talking about Jews of diverse backgrounds, but how do you deal with children of interfaith marriages, where maybe the husband is not Jewish or the wife is not Jewish? How do you handle that?
Okay, that is a really excellent question. Because when we came to the school, this kind of like cohort you have here, the school was formed for 5 years, so this really before I came to the school. And there was a rabbinical council that helped work with the school. Our children had to be Jewish and halakhically Jewish, so either they're Jewish by birth or they're Jewish by conversion. So the mom could be, not Jewish, but the child would have to go through a halakhic conversion. And we work with three families through that process. And most of the families who come to our school are serious about the fact that they want their kids to have a Jewish education that is serious. Our kids are not just doing kosher life, but they're getting Mishnah and Gemara and Tanakh and history and Jewish history and Hebrew. And we're literally in 8th grade. So you've got to have a commitment to bringing up your child in a real Jewish way. The child, clearly, we have families of interfaith families who do extraordinarily well in our school because there's a real respect for who the children are. And there's a real respect among our families. So there's an understanding that, maybe I keep kosher one way and maybe Seth keeps kosher a different way and Susanna keeps kosher a different way. So when I invite their children to my house, I'm going to pick up the phone and say, what works for you? There's no shame that we are less than or more than. There's no I observe it better, you observe it differently. It's just a matter of, paper plates and, potato chip to do, and that's fine. Or no, we'll eat cheese out, or don't worry about it. But there's a level of honesty in our school that I think is transparent in finances. Our parents know our finances. We've had meetings with our parents to discuss financial and where we are and where we're going. To what, admissions process, I am very honest about what our expectations are. God forbid it's a party on Shabbat. My phone picks up right away. I don't want it to hear. And parents call me and say, we have this situation. I don't want to hear that somebody come by accident party on Shabbat. It just doesn't happen because our community is sacred. And when we look at a sacred community, it's really critical that we maintain it. And it's not about making people keep Shabbat or keep kosher. It's a matter of how do we make our community one where there's respect for everyone.
Hold on.
Say, the children will convert, even if the mother's not doing it, what kind of conversion?
What about davening during? You have what do you do for? How do you conduct services?
We have 2 services in middle school.
Oh, so you have 2 services.
In the lower school,
Okay.
it's just a learning, and there's no bar but
Okay.
obligation.
But at the
6th, 7th, and 8th,
there's 2. Oh, okay, good.
The only thing that we do together is bar mitzvah. So, for example, if my bar mitzvah is going to be in the pizza bar mitzvah, is conducting of the pizza, service, and the entire middle school comes together to celebrate as a community. If it's going to be an egalitarian bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, we do the same thing.
That was done very purposely also.
Very purposely.
When we made the decision to go to Tuning Learning, we said we need to be celebrate together at times, regardless. And this is a reenactment of what happened on Shabbat out of the school, that the kids go to each other's names vote. And so that was important to us. And the community rabbis from those children's synagogue come in and they lead a service like they would lead a synagogue.
Well, guys, unfortunately, we're out of time. If any of you have any questions they'd like to ask, they can send them to me, and I'll send them on to Seth. Otherwise, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
And appreciate your taking your time to speak with us.